Hi, this is Mike McKell. I'm your state senator, and today we're at the end of week 2. I'm in my office here at the state capitol. I'm actually in the Senate building, and across the way I've got the Capitol building. This week I wanted to talk about some of my committee assignments and some of the expectations I have because of those assignments. So as I transition from the House to the Senate, I've been asked to serve as the Appropriations Chair for Business and Economic Development. We're doing a lot of work in economic development this year. One of the key priorities for Governor Cox and Lieutenant Governor Henderson is to find ways to spur the economy in rural Utah. It's been a great experience thus far, looking at ways that we can improve rural Utah with jobs. Rural infrastructure is incredibly important with broadband. That's going to enable folks to work from rural Utah and still be engaged in the global market. Another committee assignment that I still have is I still serve on the Higher Education Appropriation Committee. I think that's an important committee assignment and helps our district as we find ways to improve the education system across the state, especially in Utah County. Utah Valley University is considering a facility down in Payson, and I've got my hands on that, and I'm watching that closely. I also serve on the Education Standing Committee where we review legislation. It's been great working directly with the Nebo School District. Rick Nilsson is a dear friend, and he constantly sends me updates of where Nebo stands on bills that come through the legislature, so they get a chance to review those before I vote, and that's been helpful. Another thing I want to talk about this week is the vaccine rollout. I think the state, I think there were some hiccups and mistakes made early on, but the speed in which we are vaccinating folks now has really increased significantly. I think the state with an effort of especially Lieutenant Governor Henderson has really been out there hammering away to make sure that the rollout is becoming much faster. You'll see even in Spanish Fork, our ShopCo has been transitioned into a facility where the health department is streamlining vaccines. I had a chance to talk to a few people yesterday who had their vaccine at the ShopCo in Spanish Fork, and it was very efficient, a very quick process. One of the things I'm asking the legislature and the governor's office, I'd like to see that 70 and older drop to 65 and make sure that we get that vaccine out as quickly as possible. I'd urge you to be patient. I know that there's been problems with the rollout. I know early on the computer system in Utah County did crash, and that's difficult for many of you, and there's been some frustration, but we are working on that. Finally, I want to talk about a couple pieces of legislation that I'm working on right now. I've got a bill dealing with youth residential treatment centers. That's a bill that I've got some broad consensus. I think the Tribune picked up on that bill and did a story on that bill this week. It's been great to work with industry and advocacy groups. I think that's going in the right direction. And I've opened a bill file this week also dealing with free speech. Whether you like President Trump or not, it does concern me that big tech has its hand in speech. If the Ayatollah of Iran can make threats across the globe and not be removed from some of these social media platforms, I think we just need to review that. We need to review transparency and make sure that we're not allowing corporations to control our speech. So that concerns me, and we're working on it. With that, we're wrapping up week 2 today. It's been a good 2 weeks. I'm going to send out a newsletter, so look for that this week. And again, I appreciate all the support, all the emails. I'm State Senator Mike McKell, and thank you for watching.